So the day before opening day, we went up, set up camp. We did some scouting. We noticed a real nice, probably 26-inch wide buck, and a nice 4.2. And so here we have a friend from out of state has a tag. I have a tag, and then our other buddy has two tags. In Idaho, you can buy a resident tag, and if the non-resident quota isn't met, you can buy one of their tags at their price. So here we come across the flats. Here we have four tags, trying to find that group that we saw the day before. So here Jeff sees a group of mule deer here. When he first looks up, you can tell it's a buck, and then it looks at us. And when it looks at us, it was such a small buck that he thought it was a doe. But here we kind of keep on looking around this one, and we see three more bucks there. And so we're trying to pick out which one is the biggest one. So when we look at that group, we do see that buck that we saw the day before. We think that was about 26 inches. He had real white horns. He was a 5x3, but right here we can only see that he's a 4x3, but he has real white horns, so we know it's him. So Jeff decides that that's what he wants. So here he turns out the magnification in his scope, and then we can't really, he can't seem to pick it out here. And so then we decided to move because they're starting to go from right to left, and there's a little rise ahead of us. As we're getting close to those bucks, we hear a couple of gunshots, and it's from our buddy below us. He saw the buck and took a shot. He didn't think that we were in a position to shoot or could see it, so he took the shot. So we're going to where we saw the bucks at when Jeff here sees a buck and pulls down on it, but you could tell that it's not doing good. There's something wrong with it. I think you see some blood as it takes off here. So Jeff goes up looking for that other buck, and I try to trail this buck here. So here I find the buck cutting below us across. I can tell it's wounded, so I put a kill shot into it and take it out of its misery here, and then call our other buddy up.
Small ones for. I sat there and waited. He had him, and he was wanting to take the shot, but then he moved up right by those trees and we couldn't see it. I said, "That's a nice buck." The first one, and this guy kind of came behind us like. So when he shot, we heard two shots. I don't know what he did. The second one, he started going ka-dang, ka-dang, ka-dang like this. He did some flops. Rob was like, "I know it should be right here." So I saw last where he flopped up, and all of a sudden, he goes, "There's a buck right there." There's a buck. He's like, "Shoot it." And I was like, "Don't shoot it. I don't know what's going on here." He goes, "It's got blood in his mouth." I was like, "Shoot it, because that's obviously yours." And then he dropped.
So here we see three bucks and a doe. The lead buck was a 26-inch white horn 5x3, and then there was a 22-inch dark horned 4-point that MJ got, and then this small 4-point that was behind. So we see some confusion between the three of us, and here's some of the story.
Because he didn't move after the first shot. He shot the second time, and I couldn't find him again. After the second shot, we saw this one flopping. Well, then I'm getting close to where I'm supposed to see my buck, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, and I didn't see it coming, so I almost thought it jumped up from right there. And I never really got a good look at this guy's rack because his head was down, but I saw the big 3-point, I thought. 3x4 white. It was a couple inches past his ears. And so I thought I saw a dark 3-point. That's him. That's him. That's the dark one. Is that the one you were talking about yesterday? No, this is a dink. I don't know what this thing is. I think this is the third one of the group of three that we had. And there was a 3x4 white, and I'm pretty sure that was the first one. And I saw that one. I was like, okay, that's a nice buck, Jeff. He's like, should I take it? I was like, that's a nice buck. And the other one came out. I was like, that's a small one. We don't want the back one. I know that. Was that this guy? That was this guy. But at the time, I was like, there should be the big buck should be around here too. The 5-point needs to be around here somewhere with these guys. I don't know where he's at. And then he goes, he made it sound like he wanted it. But right then, he went up into the grass. So I was like, well, we need to get up higher because he's going to start cutting in front of us. And all of a sudden, boom, boom. And then this guy started flip-flopping down the hill. And that's when I was like, okay, he should be right here. So I went right to where he was at, and he was like a little bit jumped up. And then his back end was just his front's fine, but his back was all busted up. So is there another buck up there then? There's got to be. I mean, it was a neck shot, and he just fell down. He was in that buckbrush, and all I could see was his head and his neck. And the way he was jumping, and the way he jumped up, or the way I saw him, I didn't see him coming. It seemed like he was out of my peripheral, and then boom, he was there. And I was like, oh, this had to be the buck I shot, and he jumped up. Did you shoot 2 bucks? I think so. Oh, yeah, I know so. Yeah, I know so. That last shot, did you hear me? The third shot? The third shot, I was like, I thought maybe you saw this at your advantage point. I was right where those bucks were, and it ran right in front of me. And I could definitely see 4 points. I can definitely see 4 points on this one, too. No, the other one was wider. That's what I thought. When I came up on this one, that's the first time I was like, that's not what, that can't be what he did. Because I was expecting to see the white rack, and I was like, oh, that's brown, that's not the one. I didn't have a good shot. I was shooting through those pine trees. I had one opening, and they were going up, and I was like, man, those guys aren't shooting. They must not be able to see him. And I thought they were going to go over that ridge. I'm like, somebody's got to shoot a buck on this damn ridge. The buck was there broadside with Jeff, and I was like, he's like, I can't tell if it's a buck. He's like, oh, it's a buck. Yeah, that's a nice buck. He's like, should I? He's kind of going back and forth. And then the small one came out. I thought, because I could tell it was darker. So I was like, oh, maybe this is the big one. I was like, oh, no, that's not the small one. The first one's definitely a nicer buck. And then he kind of made it sound like, I want it. Well, then he was up into these trees right here like this. He cuts up like this, and this guy comes up like this. So we're trying to get back up here. We're trying to go like this to see if we can catch him coming up, kind of draw there. And so boom, boom. And all of a sudden I see this guy just going. I was like, oh, he's right here. And then I heard that other shot you did. I was like, I thought you saw this one. I was like, what?
So one of the reasons why you do have
And
two
then,
tags
he
is
shot 2
one
bucks.
to fill the freezer, and the second one is to
It's not
hold
like
out
I-
for one of the
Yeah,
bigger
time.
bucks.
Oh
And
yeah.
as you can tell,
No,
it
that's
got
fine. I mean, I guess
got
that's
past
he's
this,
like,
and
I mean, he was kind of
that's the reason
disappointed.
why
But
they are.
why didn't we shoot this guy though? I guess is what I
I
don't
didn't
get it.
have a good look at the rack. I thought I saw a dark 3-point, and I'm like, that's got to be the box.
Yeah, I think there was a group with the big ones around here somewhere. That white one that you shot, it was, I want to say,
It's not white, it's dark.
it's dark. Well,
Pretty sure
this
it's
one's dark. The other one we saw was white.
The other one I shot was dark like this. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Let me believe this.
I don't know. You owe me 2 bullets. If I was a real good shot, maybe 1.